In this clip, we're going to be talking about how to make observations of mineral color, streak, and luster. These are all relatively easy observations to make, but they can be somewhat subjective, especially luster. It's difficult to describe luster, or difficult to articulate lusters in a consistent, quantitative sort of way. Nonetheless, color, streak, and luster are all worth doing, easily observed, and they're giving us information about what the mineral may or may not be. Let's start with color. Now, color is a reflection of the chemical elements in that mineral. In other words, color is a reflection of composition. Because there are a limited number of chemical elements that are common in Earth's crust, there's a limited number of colors that are common in minerals. It's useful to break our minerals down into those that are dark colored. In other words, minerals that are mafic in composition, they're rich in iron and magnesium. Such minerals appear dark in color, black to gray, green, dark green, jet black, even dark yellow to gold in color. These are all examples of mafic minerals. Those that are dark in color, black to green, because they're rich in iron and magnesium. Of course, the opposite of mafic is felsic. Felsic would be a mineral that's light in color because it's rich in sodium, potassium, and silicon. Light in color would include colors like white to clear, white to gray. Pink is felsic because pink often indicates the presence of potassium. And light tan to gray. These are all felsic minerals. Minerals light in color, including pink, because they're rich in sodium, potassium, or silicon. A property related to color is streak. To check streak, what you're doing is observing the color of a crushed or powdered sample of that mineral. You check streak by forcefully dragging your sample against the ceramic tile included in your sample set. Apply strong downward pressure to the sample. Drag it across the streak plate to get a powdered sample of that mineral. This particular mineral is similar in hardness to the streak plate itself. Difficult to obtain a streak. Nonetheless, I have some small powdered residue, and notice that that color is very similar to the color of the sample itself. In many cases, minerals will streak a color very similar to the color of the sample. In other cases, the mineral may streak a very different color, and that's going to be noteworthy. This mineral is yellow to gold in color. Let's check its streak. Again, applying strong downward pressure, obtaining a powdered sample of the mineral, and then observing the color of that streak. Notice that the streak is distinctly darker in color than the sample itself. The sample is yellow to gold in color. The streak I would describe as gray, noticeably darker than the sample of that mineral. Many samples will streak white, or they will streak the same color as the sample itself. A few, however, will streak a color very different than the color of the sample, and that's going to be certainly worth noting. Now, luster describes how the sample reflects light. The easiest type of luster to observe is a metallic luster. You all have in your mind the way that polished metal surfaces reflect light. This is an example of a metallic luster. So in describing luster, let's start by deciding which of our samples have a metallic luster. This one does. This one also has a metallic luster, although it's nowhere near as bright as the previous sample. Our other samples here, I'll show examples of non-metallic luster. Again, start by deciding which are metallic and which are non-metallic. Then for our non-metallic luster, see if you can be more specific in how you describe the luster of that sample. Examples of non-metallic lusters include vitreous, which is similar to the way glass reflects light, silky, waxy, and earthy. This sample displays a vitreous non-metallic luster, similar to the way glass reflects light. This sample also shows vitreous luster, but it's much more glossy in appearance. Vitreous is, in fact, a very common non-metallic luster. This sample also shows vitreous luster, as does this, as does this. Our remaining samples are also non-metallic, but their lusters are slightly different. This sample has a luster that I would describe as waxy, similar to the appearance of a candle. It's again another non-metallic luster, but a little different than our vitreous luster that we described previously. Again, luster is a somewhat subjective, difficult to articulate property. This sample also has non-metallic luster. It's somewhat vitreous, but not quite. It's more soapy or silky. I would describe this luster as non-metallic, vitreous to silky. So again, when describing luster, start by deciding whether it's metallic or non-metallic. If you have a non-metallic luster, try to be more specific in the words that you use to describe that sample's luster.